Let's do this again. I'm going to again choose another variable. There seemed to be no relationship between vehicle weight and passenger head. So now I'm going to choose another one. I'm going to choose drive chest, meaning the chest injury score. I think there should be a relationship between the chest injury score I sustain and my head injury score. I would expect that as my chest injury score rises, so would my head injury score. So I'm going to click here and click copy. So again, I clicked on L, right click, copy. I'm now going to move this information to situation 2. Now I don't want to erase the thing I did earlier because I'm going to need to go back to it later and do something with it. So I'm not erasing anything. I'm going to click on situation 2 and I'm going to click here on B and type in, right click, paste, and there's drive chest. Nope, sorry, I want to do it in A. Keep making this mistake. Right click, paste. There's drive chest. Now here I'm going to get drive head again. So I'm going to go back to situation 1, click here at the bottom, grab drive head by clicking on B, right click, copy, back to situation 2, and paste here in B. Okay, so now I'm ready to do the same thing. I'm going to go to insert and create another scatter plot. So why don't you pause for a second and try to do it yourself, and if you can't do it, then continue the video as I'm going to do it myself in a second. Okay, I'm ready to click on insert, scatter, and notice I already done one mistake. I didn't highlight my information. So I'm going to go back before I continue. Click on any open cell, doesn't matter, and I'm going to highlight the 2 first. Then I'm going to choose scatter. The first option here is what I want, just a scattering of points. And there we have it. Again, just like before, I'm going to come to the top and I'm going to want to put some titles on here. So I'm going to click on this box. And axis title again is chest injury score. Again, nothing is, you can't see anything here. It is being typed in the function bar. Hit return, and I have my title, axis title. Again, I'll click on axis title and type in head injury score. Hit return. Boom. Similarly, I don't want this legend. There's only one variable, so I'll get rid of it by right click, delete. And lastly, there is so much open space here. Half the picture is empty. I certainly don't want that. So I'm going to right click on the horizontal axis and go to the very bottom where it says format axis. And it looks like maybe 30 would be a nice starting point instead of the 0 that currently is taking place. I hit close, and there we have it. And I'll ask the same question as before. Does there seem to be a relationship between chest injury score and head injury score? I think everyone would say yes, there is. There's a faint trace, but as chest injury score increases, on average, head injury score increases. Now, it's kind of hard to tell because there's something here that's happening with the numbers. I noticed the head injury score, for whatever reason, is using a scale that's much larger, while the chest injury score scale is totally different. It seems to be much smaller. Now, I'm not sure what the reason for this is. I'm not even sure what these numbers really mean. But I'm wondering if that's really causing this very shallow slope that I'm viewing right here. In any case, I can see that it is going up, and I think there is some type of relationship going on. And it seems to fit a linear model well at the moment anyway. So I'm ready to go on to the next one. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to click on situation 3, and there's some information already placed on there to save some time. So I'm going to click situation 3. and now there's this drive star, drive head. The drive star is the star rating, meaning the stars, I believe, you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the safest, 1 being unsafe, whatever that means, or not as good as far as safety. And this is the overall driver star rating for the driver itself. You have one for the passenger, for the back passengers, and for the entire vehicle. So the 5-star rating that you always see in commercials. So I'm sure there has to be a relationship between drive star and drive head. Again, 5 here would mean that the car is very safe, or I should say the driver in this case is safe. This is the corresponding head injury score for that driver. Again, I don't know what these numbers mean. I could see, for example, that a 4 received a 610. I'm also believing that a high number corresponds to a large injury. I can see here that a 3 got a 900, much larger, meaning that the driver sustained some heavy injuries there on the head. In any case, let's see what the connection is. I'm going to come over here, highlight the two, go back to insert, select scatter, click here, and now again I see that there seems to be a relationship. And what I suspected, the larger the 5-star rating, on average, what's happening to the head injury score? It's going down, which is what I expected. Now, this variable, 5-star, is discrete. Notice there's nothing in between, and that's why all the dots are lining up perfectly. Again, the assumption right now is that this, for any single rating, the distribution of head injury score is normal, as was the case for the other two situations as well. That's one of the assumptions we've make. We can verify this later. As a matter of fact, we won't, just to save some time, but it could be verified to see if indeed it seems to be normally distributed. Again, when I look at situation 2, chest injury score most likely was a continuous type variable, or at least it certainly looked more continuous than 5-star rating, and you see the dots are scattering all over the place. But situation 3, well, certainly these are discrete, and you can see that in the data.